Welcome to Biography Central. You are listening to Life of Sri Ramakrishna, a complete biography. Chapter 37. Balaram Bose. Balaram Bose of Baghbazar, Calcutta, came of a rich family having landed estates in Orissa and far famed for its piety and generosity. From his youth, he was of a deeply religious turn of mind and lived a retired life in holy places, leaving the management of his estate to the care of his cousin and living on a small monthly allowance. He spent most of his time in meditation and prayer or in studying the Vaishnava scriptures. At Puri, he was attracted by the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna as they appeared in Keshav's journal. He felt a strong desire to see the man who could say such beautiful things about God. Just then, a friend who had already paid several visits to Sri Ramakrishna and had wonderful glimpses of his personality, wrote to him about the God-intoxicated saint and asked him to come to visit him. Balaram waited no longer, especially as it so happened that his daughter's marriage ceremony was to take place at that time in Calcutta. The day following his arrival in Calcutta, in 1882, he started for Dakshineshwar. There was a great crowd in the temple garden, owing to the presence of CH37 and his Brahma followers. Balaram sat in a corner of the master's room, and when the party went to eat, Sri Ramakrishna called to him and inquired if he had anything to ask. "Sir," said Balaram, "does God really exist?" "Certainly," replied the master. "Can anybody realize him?" "Yes," said the master. "He reveals himself to the devotee who thinks of him as his nearest and dearest. Because you do not get any response by praying to him once, you must not conclude that he does not exist." "But," again interrogated Balaram, "why can't I see him when I pray to him so much?" Sri Ramakrishna asked with a smile, "Do you really consider him as dear to your heart as your own children?" "No, sir," said Balaram, after a moment's pause. "I never felt for him so strongly." The master said in an animated voice, "Pray to God, thinking him as dearer than your own self. Verily, I tell you, he is most attached to his devotees. He cannot but reveal himself to them. He comes to man before he is sought. There is none more intimate and more affectionate than God." Balaram got new light from these words. Every word of what he says, he thought within himself, is true. Nobody ever spoke to me so forcibly of God. The kindness of the master appealed to Balaram even more than his words. Intuitively, he found in the sage of Dakshineshwar his monitor and friend. The man and his words made an indelible impression upon his heart. As he bowed reverently before the master to take his leave, the latter said, "You must come again." Balaram cheerfully agreed. There was nothing else for him to do. He had become addicted. When he returned home, his mind was full of thoughts of Dakshineshwar. Next morning, he went back and found a master alone. Sri Ramakrishna said, "Well, are you here? Very good. Sit down and have some rest. I was just now thinking of you. Where do you live?" "At Baghbazar," replied Balaram. The master again said, "And you have come all the way on foot?" "Yes, sir," answered Balaram. The master then asked him in detail about the members of his family, about his children and other particulars, and at last said, "Look here, Mother has told me that you are one of us. Many things belonging to this place, meaning himself, are in your custody. Buy something and send it here." Balaram considered this to be his good fortune and willingly obeyed. It was a common practice with Sri Ramakrishna to advise his devotees to bring some small present, no matter if it were only a paisa worth of something, when visiting temples or sadhus. To devotees who were too poor to spend even this much, he would say, "Why should you spend a paisa every time? Just buy a paisa worth of betel nuts and have them cut into pieces. When you come, bring some of these." Balaram went back to Calcutta to buy some articles for Sri Ramakrishna, who seemed to him to be the most remarkable man he had ever seen. In some respects, he strongly resembled Sri Chaitanya, he thought. Had the prophet of Nadia then incarnated himself again? Well, he would wait and watch, and not jump to any conclusion. He purchased some food for the master and returned in a carriage to Dakshineshwar. The master received him cordially and accepted the articles he brought. He recognized Balaram as one of those figures whom he had seen in the procession of Sri Chaitanya in one of his visions some years before the Panchavati. He loved Balaram dearly and used to say, "Balaram's food is very pure." The members of his family have for generations been devotees and been hospitable to sadhus and beggars. His father is living a retired life at Vrindavan, where he passes his time in calling upon the Lord. Not only can I take his food, but I take it with relish. Again, all the members of his family are attuned to the one ideal. From the master and mistress down to the children, all are devoted to God. They never take a drop of water without saying their prayers. They are as hospitable as they are pious. Needless to say that the master felt quite happy in this pious household. In fact, he took his noon meal, consisting of rice, at this home, which was rather unusual, as Balaram was not a Brahmin, but of course, the food was consecrated to Jagannath, Balaram's family deity. From the day he first met the master to the day of the master's death, Balaram bore practically the entire expenses of his food. And Sri Ramakrishna used Balaram's house at 57, Ramkana Bose Street, Bog Bazaar, as a retreat whenever he had to spend the day or night in Calcutta. Balaram visited Dakshineshwar nearly every day, never missing an opportunity to go there. He found that the master took an equal interest in all forms of divine manifestation, that he shed tears as much at the name of Kali and Shiva as that of Radha and Krishna, and that he fell into samadhi while speaking or thinking of Brahman without attributes. His love for God was as intense as it was broad. Balaram was more and more astonished as this wonderful personality was revealed to him. One day, at his house, he heard the master making the following impassioned appeal to Kali the mother. "O mother, I throw myself upon thy mercy. Keep me in constant thought of thee. I seek not, mother, the pleasures of the senses. I seek not fame, nor do I long for supernatural powers. What I pray for is pure love for thee, love untainted by desires, without alloy, love that seeks not the things of the world. Grant likewise, O mother, that thy child, bewitched by the fascinations of the world, may never forget thee. Oh, grant that I may never have a love for lust and wealth. Sayest thou not, divine mother, that I have none else in the world but thee? I know not how to chant thy name. Devoid am I of devotion, of knowledge too, that leads to thee, and of genuine love. Oh, vouchsafe unto me that love out of thy infinite mercy." Balaram had never heard such a soul-stirring prayer before. He was deeply moved. His mind gradually underwent a great transformation. Following the instructions of Sri Ramakrishna, he made steady progress on the path of spirituality. He outgrew the cumbrous paraphernalia of external worship, tasted the essence of divine love, and completely surrendered himself to the will of God. Charmed by contact with the master, he introduced other members of his family to him. Balaram was a staunch believer in non-killing. He could not even kill the mosquitoes that disturbed him at the time of meditation. One day, however, he was in rather a rationalistic mood and thought that concentration of mind was the chief thing in religion. If, therefore, he could make his meditation steady by killing a few mosquitoes, he would not shrink from doing it. But it is not so easy to get rid of deep-rooted convictions. He still had his doubts, and to settle them, thought it best to consult Sri Ramakrishna. On his way to Dakshineshwar, he tried to recollect whether he had ever seen the master killing any pests, but he could not recall any such instance. On the contrary, he thought him to be a stricter observer of non-killing than himself. Why? He was the very personification of this virtue. So Balaram thought that his own mind must have deceived him and that it was useless to refer to him. But when he came to the master's door, he saw a strange spectacle. There was Sri Ramakrishna picking bugs from his pillow and killing them one by one. As he approached and saluted, the master said, "The pillow has a lot of bugs. Their bites distract the mind, so I am killing them." So it was that Balaram was answered. I hope you like this chapter. We need volunteers and sponsors to create content with even better quality and with more variety. If you wish to join this initiative as a volunteer or sponsor, please click the links given in description below. To help us reach more viewers, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Biography Central. Thank you for your time. It means a lot. Namaste.